Hey guys, Shannon here with another Fitspo Friday. Really excited to bring you some footage from the presentation I was blessed to do in Cabo San Lucas. Today we're going to be talking about the perfect diet. Is there really a perfect diet? There is. I'm going to tell you what it is, but first let's talk about what it does for you. So thanks again, Leanne. Thank you guys for coming at 8 o'clock in the morning. As she said, my husband and I own Coldwell Banker Distinctive Properties. I act as the CFO. I'll let him tell you about that company. And I'm also a certified integrative nutrition health coach. And so what I get to do is work with CEOs, leaders, other high performers, and help save them from self-sabotage in their health and vitality by helping them make their own rules. We are all different, and what works for one doesn't work for everyone else. So we all heard the quote, how you do one thing is how you do anything. And I firmly believe that there's nowhere that is truer than in your health and vitality. And so without further ado, I'm gonna get started. We're gonna talk a lot about nutrition and the perfect diet. What does it look like? There is a perfect diet. I'll get to that in a minute. But you know, it helps with your brain cognition or brain function. It optimizes your brain function, focus, clarity, improves your memory, and helps you learn faster. Your gut health. Has anyone heard about how your gut is your second brain? Yes. Like if you ever make a gut decision or you get butterflies, that's your brain and your gut talking to each other. Whoops. 50% of your dopamine in your body and 90% of your serotonin actually resides in your gut. Also, 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut. So when your gut is healthy, your body's healthy. Just like happy wife, happy life. Happy gut, happy long life. And it keeps your arteries clean in your heart, which improves your circulation, and therefore you have a lot more energy because your body's getting all the nutrients it needs more efficiently. And then it keeps you healthy on a cellular level because it promotes cellular autophagy, which is literally your cells eating the dead and damaged cells. And so when you're not optimating or at the optimal nutrition and is this louder now? Your cells aren't eating themselves. They're basically taking their cells and breaking them down and using them for used parts. So you can either have a healthy diet and have Ferrari cells, or you can have Oldsmobile cells. So here's some scary facts, and these are global facts. 80% of cardiovascular disease and 33% of cancers are directly linked to diet. 90% of heart attacks and strokes could be prevented through lifestyle and nutrition, which is almost all of them. Alzheimer's also linked to diet, a lot of the degenerative diseases. And in 2010 globally, there were 36 million diagnoses, and by 2050, they expect that to increase 320% by that number. The average person in a developed country consumes 152 pounds of sugar per year. Where's Malcolm? Not judging you, Malcolm, for reading that. Our diet has changed more in the last 100 years than it did in the previous 100,000. So 100 years ago, actually, we had 8 teaspoons a day, and today it's 40. So that's the equivalent of like 4 Cokes. And then your medical doctor, they get about 18 hours on average of nutrition. And is it in Australia like 10 years to become a medical doctor? In the States, it's 12. And in that, it's about 18 hours of nutrition. So it's not, healthcare is almost like sick care. So they'll prescribe a medication to treat a symptom, but the root problem is through your nutrition. And so they don't have the time or the proper education to dig deeper and get to the root. So you're just kind of putting, I like to say, a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. You've all heard of the Western diet, also called the modern American diet or the standard American diet with appropriate acronyms, MAD and SAD. Causes chronic inflammation, so your body, that's in your gut, so your body's continually trying to heal itself, and so you're sick a lot more often. It's linked to rheumatoid arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and cancers. And it promotes insulin resistance, and not to be confused with insulin sensitivity, which is a good thing. You want your cells to be sensitive to insulin so you're not overproducing, because that causes inflammation. And that's literally our body, when we're inflamed, we are cooking ourselves from the inside out. And so insulin resistance increases your risk for diabetes, stroke, heart attacks, and cancer. And so the main culprits, sugar. And I say how sugar is an acute toxin because the effects of sugar are gradual. And so often those symptoms don't show up until it's too late. It's kind of like smoking. You don't smoke a cigarette and immediately get lung cancer. And not everybody that smokes will get lung cancer, right? But so should you smoke a little bit? It's kind of the same with sugar. Trans fats, anything that says partially hydrogenated, but it's in pastries, or back there on that table, bread, margarine, cookies, omega-6 oils. They're good in moderation, but 100 years ago, we ate omega-3s and omega-6s on a ratio of 1 to 1. And we all know the benefits of omega-3s, right, with the cold river fish primarily. Today, it's a 25 to 1 ratio, and 66% of our calories come from basically 4 seeds: corn, rice, soy, and wheat. And all these oils, corn, safflower, peanut, vegetable, soybean, they're horrible oils for our health. And then refined carbohydrates and white flour in breads, rolls, crackers, etc. They actually create advanced glycation end products, AGE, which is when fat or protein becomes glycated by exposure to sugar. And so that really does cause our cells we age on a cellular level, and it causes many degenerative diseases. So let's talk about what a perfect diet looks like. The perfect diet is eating normally, i.e., it is not normal to eat foods that have shelf lives that could survive the apocalypse, or ingredients you can't pronounce, right? And so the perfect diet can be summed to these 8 words: eat real food, not too much, mostly plants. So I think we can all agree that optimizing our health and vitality, having an alignment with our leadership is imperative and a necessity to get to the next level of our business, of our relationships, of how we show up. I don't know, I'm not sure if I already said this, but how you show up in your health is how you show up everywhere else. So what I hope to impart on you guys today is just to give you a few takeaways that you can start implementing into your already healthy lifestyle that will just bleed into your roles as leaders, as spouses, as parents, as mentors. Well, I hope you got something from that, and I hope that now you feel like instead of I want to up-level my health and vitality to I have to up-level my health and vitality, right? So how do you do that? Well, you're in luck. Next week, I'm gonna help you turn your want to into a need to, and I'll show you how.